Hey guys, Lizardlea here for Hope Day 1 from Bewitching Cross Stitch by Joan Elliott. Oh, might help if I go the right way. So I'm a dum-dum who before didn't realize there was a page where they were all done. So I'm doing this one today, and it looks like it's on pink fabric, which I have. Pink fabric. It looks white right now, but it's pink. There we go. Pink. So I will cut that out and work on that. I am still taking a break from Four Heavenly Beasts. My eye still twitches every once in a while, so I would like that to stop. Two minutes ago, there were 4 or 5 meeplings running around, so took a video of that. Meatborp hasn't been by in like a month or something. It's wonderful. His babies know to be quiet. Okay, I'm gonna see about cross stitching. There is a little one over. Oops. Yeah, 3 in one shot. That's cool though. Aww. Well, there's this one, I guess. There's preening. I can get in trouble for posting a video of birds taking a bath. Getting themselves a bath. Whatever. Uh-oh. This guy's over here. He's making some trouble. He was pecking at the window. Anyways, this little one follows that big one everywhere. I think it's a baby and his papa. I could be wrong, obviously, but he is very small. You gonna bring your baby closer? Oh no! That was not my fault. I literally wasn't moving.
We're talking about Thor: Love and Thunder today. It was the 4th Thor movie, which at least one of our friends thought it was the 3rd one because they forgot the 2nd one existed, just like the rest of the world. Except for you, because you preferred the 2nd one over the 1st one. I didn't care for either the first 2 that much. Like, they're not as rewatchable as Ragnarok was.
Absolutely not, no.
And unfortunately, this one wasn't as good as Ragnarok either.
It's still much better than the first 2, though.
I do agree with that,
like,
yes.
That
is a low bar to pass.
Fair, but nonetheless it is still better.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. What do you...
So, what? It picks up with Thor checking out with the Guardians of the Galaxy. They go do their own business, and he goes back to Earth. And he learns that Jane, from the first 2 movies, is Lady Thor now. Or Captain Thor. What was her name? It wasn't actually Lady Thor, but she's basically Lady Thor.
I'm working on that. But yeah, you can keep going. She's female Thor.
She is wielding the Mjolnir
It got broken.
that was destroyed by Hela.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of my favorite parts of the movie, was when she would throw Mjolnir, he would just scatter. And it was essentially a bomb. Like, or a shrapnel bomb.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. I loved it. And I never, ever considered they would try something like that.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Like, when they first showed it coming together, I was like, oh, okay, cool, she's got a hammer now. And then the first time she throws it,
Mighty Thor.
Mighty Thor, that's what it was. I knew I was wrong. It was so cool. Dude, that was probably my favorite part of the movie. Or the shrieking goats. They were also hilarious.
Yep, they were a thing.
I did not think I would like them at first, because I was like, oh man, this is going to get annoying and boring fast.
But
Well, not boring, just annoying. And
yeah,
then it didn't. It was just
used
fresh
them
every time it happened. It was
just the
great.
right amount. Like, that you'd gone long enough that, oh, right, the goats, or, oh, yep, the goat. Like, it had the right amount of stupid humor for something that dumb, because they're just goats who scream at the top of their lungs.
Yes, it was great.
The movie's fun. Again, it's a very tongue-in-cheek sort of thing. It feels long, though.
It did feel long.
Because it just... There's nothing... Okay, the beginning feels very slow to me, because it's like, yep, we're doing all the jokes that, one, we've seen in the trailer, and two, that, like, if you've seen any comedy of this kind, you know exactly where these jokes are going, like, long before they start.
Everything with him and the Guardians was kind of pointless to me. Because it was like, you already know he's going to ditch them.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to be hanging out with them, and it wasn't necessary to do all of that for him to just bounce. Like, it was too much.
Yeah,
That is something that I think they should have cut and just left for the director's cut or whatever.
I mean, they could have done it. I just think it should have been quicker. Like, the goats come from that, and parts of that whole setup are funny.
True.
But it's not the parts with Thor.
long.
Like, again, it's him, The whole movie's about coping, like, spoilers, I guess, but it's about, moving on and coping with loss and whatnot, because, to be fair, while he's had 2 back-to-back comedies, Thor's arc through the Marvel Universe and the Marvel movies, anyways, has been pretty tragic. Like, he's lost literally everything.
Everyone.
His brother, his home, his father,
His mother,
his girlfriend, like, everybody. And so, naturally, him bumping into Jane, we've got a whole bunch of, like, silly nonsense going on here. In the meantime, the actual threat is Gore the God Butcher, because the movie opened and Liz thought we were at the wrong movie.
I totally did, because I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then, like, when it started, like, really happening and it seemed like someone was super powerful, I was like, okay, this is the opening for Thor. It's just not about Thor.
Well, not only is it not about Thor, but, like, the tone is brutal. It's,
yeah,
very sad. It's
was
played by Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, yeah. I pointed that out, and David was like, "Nuh-uh."
No, that's not how that went. You said, "Is that Christian Bale?" And I said, "I wouldn't know." And then you said, "He's Batman." And I said, "I know who Christian Bale is. I'm the one who didn't notice that Columbo had a glass eye for 20 years. I'm not good with faces."
And I am, but it wasn't even necessarily his face. A big part of it was that mole on his nose. By his eye. Like, that is just very memorable for me.
I've never noticed he had a mole on his face.
See, that was like the first thing I noticed about him.
I am now
and
aware
I
that
remember
there's a
it
mole
without
on his
even having
face.
to Google his face.
Yep.
What?
I've just zoomed in on it. I found the mole.
Yeah, see?
It's right there.
It's right there.
It's right
and
there.
that is exactly where I just pointed to, if you've been looking at me. I don't know if you were.
I was.
Okay. But, his part, oh my goodness. That one broke my heart. Like, the movie opens with Christian Bale's character. He's an older guy, and he's trying to keep his daughter alive. They're in this just wasteful desert. There's just nothing around, and they are covered in sores and sunburns because they can't get out of the sun in the desert. And of course his daughter dies. So he weeps for her, he buries her, and then he sees an oasis. He goes to it, and he comes across this god, and he's like, oh my goodness, my people, we're still worshiping you, like, I'm the only one that's left, but I still worship you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, haha, sucks to be you, loser.
Yeah.
And he's literally about to kill Christian Bale's character when this sword, does it just, like, appear? No, wait. The god had said he slayed the previous one.
Yes.
And so the sword was laying there. He picks up Christian Bale's character, and then as the life is getting sucked out of him, the sword, like, chooses him or whatever, and
Yeah.
it goes to his hand, and then he kills the god, and he becomes the new sword wielder person, which is even more tragic than he's already dealing with. So he's the bad guy, you guys. Woo!
Shocker. So, pretty much massive spoilers from here on out because there's too much to talk about and it's hard to dance around because it's kind of integral to the plot. Other than the fact that his axe gets jealous of Mjolnir, which is funny.
Oh my god, that was great. Every time it would just turn away from Thor, it was like, this thing has literally no emotions. We cannot see anything. It is just a big shape. And it turning away from him said so much.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was fun. But yeah, other than that, obviously the big thing that I'm sure most people know by now.
Jane has cancer.
Jane has cancer, yeah. So she's fighting to survive, and finding the hammer seems to have healed her, and yay, hurrah, 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 but turns out no, it's basically killing her faster. Because she should be at home on treatments, and instead of being at home on treatments, she's out gallivanting and trying to save the world and save the gods and save Thor.
So when she's wielding Mjolnir and she is Mighty Thor,
yes,
she's nice and pretty and healthy. But as soon as she drops it, she goes right back to
being
what was it,
mess.
stage 4 cancer? Is that, she's dying. It's literally killing her.
Yeah. So she's obviously a problem, and then like there's all the standard like Thor and her like, oh, we moved on, but we didn't work, but we did work, but blah 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 blah. Romance stuff.
I mean, the drama around their relationship actually didn't bother me as much as I was expecting it to.
No, it wasn't bad. It's just it's nothing new. You know, it's pretty much what you would expect it to be.
I know from the previews I was like, oh man, they're gonna talk about this, and like I did not care about them, but Natalie Portman was spectacular in this role. Like, I did not like Jane in the previous movies. The first and the second one, it was so boring. She was spectacular in this one.
Yeah.
So I have learned, it is not that I dislike Natalie Portman, it's that I dislike the guy who wrote her parts in 1 and 2.
Yeah. So...
And I hated Black Swan, so that's, doesn't help.
So yeah, either way, it's... Their rough goal is, hey, we gotta stop the God Butcher because he's killing the gods, which is left as kind of like a, do we? Because...
The gods aren't great people?
A lot of the gods you meet throughout the entire movie are terrible people. It just happens to be that he's gonna do that. Yes, they wind up going, and they meet Zeus, because he's, the godliest of gods, played by Russell Crowe in a dress. Skirt.
Yep.
It was a skirt. And that whole scene is a mixture of funny and going too far. Some jokes didn't land, some jokes were great.
I wish it was, honestly, half the length it was. If it was 20 minutes, I wish it was 10 minutes.
Kind of the vibe I got with a lot of this, where, something is funny, but then you just keep going. Mm-hmm. And while they'd eventually get to funny again, many things overstayed their welcome.
Yeah.
And it's a shame, because they had great timing in Ragnarok, but this one felt just like, hey, yep, the joke landed, let's move the plot now, we get it.
I felt like, honestly, they focused too much on Zeus. I wish it had taken them longer to get to their seats, and we'd gotten to see more gods. I feel like that would have been really fun for me.
Yeah.
Because I love mythology of all kinds. So anytime I recognized somebody on there, I was like, oh, that's it was great.
Yeah.
But there was only a couple that they walked by.
Pretty much, yeah. And I mean, again, it was a neat idea.
Oh, yeah.
So it all goes... So they basically, air quotes, kill Zeus and move on.
They get his lightning bolt.
They get his lightning bolt.
Oh, excuse me, his thunderbolt.
Whatever, his weapon. And they're going to go use it to beat Gore. Because Gore has captured the kid of Heimdall and a bunch of other people at this point.
All the kids.
That's why we've got to stop Gore. It's not because he's killing the gods, because he's kidnapped all the little godlings. That was kind of, again, a funny scene, but overstayed its welcome a little, was seeing that Valkyrie, who is now ruler of Midgard, except Midgard is now just kind of like a tourist attraction / mini California in northern Norway or something.
Is Midgard the right name?
I think it is.
I don't...
Marvel. Yeah.
Did they call it Midgard?
Yeah, they called it Midgard. That's where Thor's from.
I thought... I thought it had a different name. Okay, well then you continue.
Alright, so since I'm right, Midgard, which was where Thor is from and has now been relocated because it was blown up and turned into dust, is now, just in northern Norway, and it's like a little Disneyland-ish destination, and like they have her doing Old Spice commercials and things like that, which are all kind of funny. And she's dealing with the bureaucracy of running a place on Earth rather than like, murder and kill. But of course they invite her on this journey to do stuff. And it eventually basically becomes a big... there's the ship sailing scene where they just basically are flying on the ship, and that's where we can all confess our feelings about how Jane is dying and blah, 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 blah. And then we get to the big fight. And the big fight is, I thought, really good, because I realized... Oh, that's right, he's going to... Gore the God Butcher is going to somewhere. I don't remember where exactly, but the main thing is that if you go there, it's got a power that will grant you any one wish. So they're all terrified that he's going to go there and wish to kill all the gods, because that's what he wants. So they have the big fight, and they did what I hoped they would do, which is Thor and Jane lose. So Thor goes to sit with Jane and, comfort her in her dying moments. And Gore goes to make his wish because he won, straight up. And he realizes that he doesn't want to kill all the gods. He just, more than anything, wants his kid back. So he wishes to bring back his child, which made Liz cry.
It was beautiful.
And then, lo and behold, he, saves the day by just remembering that he doesn't want to kill everything. And it's a good moment. It's a really good way to do the plot because, hero saves the day is not nearly as interesting. And, of course, it has parallels with, Thor realizing that Jane's important to her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who was right, David? Their town was New Asgard.
All right, Asgard.
Ooh!
Same thing.
I knew you were wrong.
It's basically...
No, you were wrong.
It's the same place.
And I get to rub it in your face because you were being a dick earlier.
It's
You're wrong.
It's basically...
No, it's not. Continue.
It's the same place. So anyways, so they have basically, a final moment with Thor and Jane, and then she
gets to say her quippy hero thing, taste my hammer, eat my hammer, whatever it was.
Have some hammer, whatever it is, yeah. And she turns into sparkles and flies away like Thor's dad did, because she's accepted into Valhalla. And that's one of the ending scenes, is her meeting Heimdall in the afterlife, and he's like, welcome to Valhalla. And who knows if that has implications or not. Marvel has lots of directions they could go with this, so it may mean we never see them again. It may mean that Idris Elba and Natalie Portman are on retainer, and they're going to use them more. I don't know.
It made me really happy that she made it into Valhalla, though, because she was awesome in this movie. And she was very self-sacrificing, which feels like a Valhalla kind of thing.
Yep. So... yeah, other than that, the big stinger at the end of the movie is, surprise, Zeus isn't dead, and he says, hey, I'm going to need you to go do something about this, and you don't know who he's talking to until they pan over, and lo and behold, it's Hercules from, mythology / Marvel.
And The Walking Dead, it's that actor.
Oh, well, yes, that is the actor, yes.
It was weird. I don't know, I'm used to, oh god. What is the actor for Hercules? The Great Journeys? Sobo. Kevin Sorbo.
Oh, that guy.
I finally got it by just trying to say his name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to Kevin Sorbo being Hercules, and he was big-shouldered, tall, blonde guy. And the dude from The Walking Dead is a short, scruffy
But he looks
brunette.
like Hercules from Marvel.
Does he?
Yeah, that's
What
the
does
thing.
Hercules from Marvel look like?
Like, he looked exactly like him.
He looks buffer. He looks way buffer.
Nonetheless, he's a short, scruffy...
Oh, wait, is he supposed to be short?
He's pretty short,
Is
I
he?
believe, yes.
He looks tall.
He might be tall, but, nonetheless, he is a stocky, brown-haired, scruffy guy, not a tall, blonde guy.
See, my main thing is the big-shouldered, big, strong guy, which Kevin Sorbo at least gave that illusion, and this guy does not to me.
So yeah.
I mean, he's a good actor, so and you know, more Greek mythology, I will absolutely watch that.
I think it's an interesting thing to throw in there, but we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of, I don't know. We'll see. It could work. It could be a mess. I think they could pull it off, but I just find, I don't know. I want to know where the heck they're going with all this. They have teased
So many
and
plot
shown
lines.
off, so many interesting plot lines that they could potentially do things with, but they haven't done anything with them as of yet. So I'm like, where are you going with all this? Like, we knew Thanos was going to be a problem by the end of the first Avengers movie, you know, which was like 5 movies in, maybe? Like, it was Captain America, Iron Man, Thor.
I don't know if you can include Hulk, because he was prior.
No, I really wouldn't.
Okay.
And that was it, right? It was 3 movies. Because there wasn't a Hawkeye movie and there wasn't
Was
a
that it?
Black
And there
Widow.
wasn't a
Oh,
Black
Iron
Widow?
Man 2. It was after Iron Man 2.
there we go.
Which introduced Black Widow.
Oh,
maybe
Captain America. Did we say Captain America? We did, okay.
Yeah. And maybe Captain America... No, Captain America 2 is definitely...
Yeah, it was the first Avenger.
Yeah. So, we knew Thanos was going to be a thing pretty early on, and then we still had a lot of movies with, you know, hints of the Reality Stone, or the stones and whatnot, and you could kind of start piecing together, oh, this is how it's working into the bigger thing, but, like, right now we have, like, 4 totally, as far as I can tell, disconnected, massive threats that Marvel's brought up through its various IPs, and I don't know what they plan to do with any of them, you know?
What are they? I don't remember any of
I mean,
these.
some of these are massive spoilers, but we have Hercules, who we just got brought up,
Yeah.
who is maybe a massive threat, maybe not. We have Kang the Conqueror from Loki, who is a obvious massive threat.
Oh, he was the one from the TV show.
Yeah.
He's not from the movies. Okay.
No. But he is...
Oh, absolutely, a huge threat.
Yeah, he is...
I wasn't even thinking about the TV shows. I was trying to just focus on the movies.
We have been told that the X-Men and the Fantastic Four might be making a comeback into the world.
From an alternate dimension.
Right, which then gives you a whole slew of characters from then.
Yeah.
Most notably, like, Doom and Magneto. So, it's just... And then, you know, now, like, I don't know. I don't know where they're going with all this. And...
They don't have... Like,
I know. I forgot Adam Warlock from the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
You're right,
Yeah. So they've got a lot kind of floating around out there.
Yeah, but that's exactly what it is. It's floating around. They don't have, like, a single thread going through all of these to tie it together.
Right.
Or if they do, I haven't seen it.
Well, Kang could be that thread, because he would make sense as that thread. He's a big enough villain to be that thread, but... I don't know. Either way, it's all still good. I enjoyed it. You know, again, my take on Marvel movies, and a lot of people are upset because it's not real cinema, or it's ruining all the other films, or no one can make any movies anymore, is all it's done is taken all the crappy action blockbusters that used to be back to back to back to back to back, and consumed 90% of them. Like, they still make Fast and the Furious movies, and they still make other things, but... It's just replaced Transformers, and it's infinitely better than Transformers.
Oh, I agree with that.
I think that's an objective fact, even though I know most people would not necessarily say it's objective.
Well, okay, so, like,
It's
as
just better
someone
written.
who did enjoy the Transformer movies, I enjoyed every single one that I saw, which was 1 to 3.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you see, but this is what I'm saying. I enjoyed them.
2 was so bad.
I liked 1. I've rewatched 1
1
several
I
times,
enjoyed.
and I still like it.
It's not good, but it's not awful.
No, I liked it. I thought it was good. I would still say the majority, if not all of the Marvel movies are better. Like, okay, Iron Man 2, I did not like.
Yes.
Thor 2, I did not like.
Yes.
Is there another one that I really just did not like? I don't think so.
And even then I could point to either one of those and say, they've got really good moments.
Like, if you gave me those 2 movies and Transformers and asked me which one I'd rather rewatch, I might say Transformers. Like, I actually genuinely enjoyed that movie, where I did not enjoy those other 2. Also, Megan Fox is so freaking beautiful. It's hard to not want to just stare at her all day.
I see.
And she's still beautiful after all these years. Oh my god. Sorry. Sidetrack.
I don't find her that pretty.
Oh, well, and that was the end. So we did talk about Thor
For 20
for
minutes.
20 minutes.
And that is the end of Hope Day 1. I got 2 hours and 56 minutes of footage. I hit myself in the face. Hope.
I love you. It's good.
I love you too. I love you too.
Keep going.
There were a lot of quails earlier. I got a couple videos of them, so I was still listening to an audiobook while I played them, so they're gonna get sped up just like everything else, and you're not gonna hear anything. So
Couldn't we just mute it?
what?
No.
Oh, what? And play it at normal time? I mean, I'm about to, do a Meet the Meeplings video that's gonna be super duper long. So it's gonna be plenty of the quails. Plenty.
Because they're great.
I do like the babies. The
Did you show them
Meeplings are
your
cute.
sign?
I did. That is going to be at the end of the Meet the Meeplings video.
Okay.
I already filmed the intro and the outro. I just have to compile all of their videos and throw them in. And there we go.
A rather large amount of footage.
There is a lot, especially because there's at least minimum of 4 of them. No, 6. There's a minimum of 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just we saw the memes.
Mm-hmm. There are more babies. And they're even smaller than the previous babies. They're so cute. I've got a baby boomalopes.
Yes.
I used to play RimWorld a lot, and there were boomalopes, and there were baby boomalopes. And they were so tiny and so cute. They were antelopes that carried fuel, and they would go boom. Unless you took care of them. I did. I took care of my animals.
Yeah, you did. The humans, not so much. Those poor people.
Crack that whip. Do your job!
No, you don't have time to play horseshoes. Build that house. You gonna let them sleep anywhere? They can collapse where they collapse.
No. I gave them beds. I gave them nice beds.
Eventually, your first place, you had beds in the middle of, like, the
Okay, my
walkway.
first place I had 3 people, so of course everything was crap and barracks.
Yeah, but you,
But
like,
once I got better and I had more people, I gave them all the exact same room. It was like this big. There was a bed, there was a bedside table, there was a chair and a table, and there was a flowered pot.
My favorite part is that they always have, when you convert them, they live in this obscenely nice mansion.
No, that's not true. I don't know if you watched somebody else's video, but like the room I had for my prisoners was the exact same,
Swear.
except it had like maybe one more potted plant.
No, you had a bigger whatever. I will load those saves.
Maybe I gave them a queen-sized bed, but like it was not that big of a difference.
Well,
Like when there were
here's
injuries
your
and I
cell.
didn't have a prisoner, it would no longer be the prisoner's cell. It would be, here is the hospital bedroom. That I eventually learned that tile was really good for the hospital rooms.
Easier to clean.
No, it would remain clean longer.
Yes, that too.
It was just as difficult to clean as the rest. It didn't
Right.
go any faster.
Yes, no, I was. Never mind. We're good.
My eye's bugging me so bad.
Sorry.
It's not that my eyelid is twitching, I don't think. I don't know. It's just I feel like I have something in my eye. And I used eye drops and it does not feel any better. So I'm just done with cross stitching today. And it's my nephew's birthday party. So that should be fun. I got him stuff. It's not the stuff he said he wanted on his birthday, which was 3 days ago in my defense. All right, like I can't buy you what you want 3 days prior. Especially because at that point I was like, maybe his parents got him these sword thingies? I don't know.
Sword thingies?
Yeah, it was swords, and
S words.
it sounded like it either had a dragon on it, Or it was from a dragon show he was watching. I'm not clear on that. But at that point, I was like, I already got him his stuff. Like,
Instructions unclear.
swords. And he can't have mine. So, mine are real swords. I'm pretty sure it was not a real sword. It was like a sword for kids. I hope.
There you go. Have a real sword.
I mean, they have a real sword hanging on their wall, but it's like not where the kids can reach it.
Well, that, and I'm sure it's not sharpened, just like yours.
I mean, you can kill somebody with an unsharpened sword. A sword.
An unsharpened
You
sword.
can kill someone with an unsharpened sword.
Yes, Losh.
Yes, horse.
Losh.
Yes, loss. I heard yes, horse.
Why are you weird?
You don't know me. Don't pretend to know me.
Okay.
I didn't have a sh in there. You don't know me. Don't pretend to know me. I got nothing.
Clearly.
I'm tired.
It was not a good use of the sh.
He said clearly I've got nothing. Rude.
I agreed with you.
Rude.
I agreed with you.
Rude.
Nonetheless, I agreed with you.
You're not allowed to talk to yourself or about yourself like that. I've got you.
I see.
You're not nothing. How dare you?
I see.
I am offended. On your behalf.
You are offended.
I am offended. Boots. I want to read more Brandon Sanderson. He was very good. But I am extra excited for more Jim Butcher. I really. What?
Which will come next.
Yes. I want to reread the Dresden Files.
You don't want to
I
do
shouldn't,
the
but
new
I do.
thing?
No, I need to do the new thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like I want to re-listen to the Dresden Files, but I shouldn't. I need to do the Codex.
Yeah. I mean, you could put it like on your phone or something, and then you can listen to them while you're in the car, whenever you're driving. All 5 times that happens this year.
Yeah. Like, had my car for 2.5 years now, and I'm still under 6,000 miles, so. Okay, I'm good. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz. I'll see you guys next video.
What was that?